Alright, welcome back to RPG Maker. We are on Unit 3, Day 11. We have create an event that changes the weather and or plays a sound effect. So this one's going to be a quick, easy one. I'm on my world map, and this is just an example of how you can force players to hit certain tiles. So you can see here, if we're leaving this town, I scroll over, there's not really any place to go up here. So eventually they're going to have to go through here, which means they're going to have to hit this tile. And this is a good way to set up game effects where you know they're absolutely going to hit this, so I'm going to put an event on this. I'm going to double click it. I'm just going to name it weather. Type in weather. I don't need an image right here. I don't necessarily need to switch. The one thing I do need is I can't leave it on action button, because that means that in order for this to trigger, they would have to stop for some reason on that exact tile, which there's nothing special about as far as they're concerned, and they would have to hit the action button for the weather to start. So we want player touch. And so we're going to go to the event commands. We're going to be on tab 2, and we're going to have set weather effect. We get rain, we get storm, we get snow. So I'm going to show you what rain looks like first. Let's go full power all the way up to 9. Again with the duration, 1 frame equals 1/60th of a second. So how long do you want this rain to last? And then whether or not you want to wait for the completion before the player can do anything, I always unclick that. And so I'm just going to put in a random number here, 300. Apply, and then let's see what it looks like. So I'm just going to leave the town. And it started raining. There it is. As soon as I touch that switch, it's raining. Whoa. Alright. So there's rain. And it's just going to rain. And I'm going to keep running into enemies. So let's go ahead and look at the other events. So if you ever want to click on something to change it, just right click it and click edit. And instead of rain, let's make it snow. I'm going to set my player here so I don't have to keep walking down here. I should probably also turn enemies off, but boom. There's the snow. And it will just continue to snow. And so there's all kinds of things that you can do with the screen here. And let's go, actually no, let's not, let's just change the one we have. And let's look at storm. And so let's click wait for completion so we can see what that looks like. So basically I can't move now. I'm pressing the button and it's stopped me. until the time frame is up that I put. So if you want to stop your character for the however many frames you want them to stop, that's what that's for. It's going to keep raining. This is not going to turn the rain off at that time. What you would have to do is basically eventually, here, let's apply it, and then let me remove the enemies so that I don't keep going into that. Alright, what we're going to do is let's go to a new event. I'm going to set weather effects on this one. None. I can even say wait for completion, show text. Let's go with main character. Top, okay. Apply. I'm going to go down to event touch or player touch. Okay, and they have to hit this exact square, so what you can either do is I can fill this in with mountains, or I can just paste it 4 times. And so what you're going to see is the weather's going to start, the weather's going to stop, but my guess is if I go back up to the square, it's going to start the weather again. So watch. So it starts, there it is. It's going to stop, it finally stopped raining. And now I'm free to go. But there's no switch to turn those off, so it's going to do that every single time. Which was the point I was going to make, is it's also going to do that right there. Every single time you hit that, it's going to start raining. And it's going to stop. So if this is a map that your character is going to be walking over and over and over again, you need to change these and put switches on them. So all you do is add a control self switch, add a control self switch A, done. And so what you're going to do with these, delete all but the original one, go to edit it, and do the exact same thing. New event, self switch A is on, apply, okay. Paste, paste, and paste. And so now the event should happen, and then it should turn itself onto page 2. So there's the rain. It finally stopped raining. Okay, now the importance of using other switches, so it's not going to turn it back on. But if I hit these other ones because I used a self switch, watch this. Boom, it's going to pop. So what do you do for that? Again, you either just close the mountain and put the 1 there so you don't have to deal with it, or instead of using a self switch, you have to use an actual switch. You have to name it. That way, one of these boxes will turn that switch on, and then automatically every other box will switch to page 2. So the reason I use the self switch is because I'm not going to make a switch for that, because it's such a small event that it doesn't make any sense to do that. And my whole intention was to just do this. So make it look natural. Try not to make it look obvious that you're funneling them through one spot. You don't want it to be obvious that something's about to happen. So, but that's the easiest way to do it. Put the self switch in, and that's it. So in order to add a sound effect, let's go back. I wanted to show you how a lot of times when a door opens, or especially a secret door in a game, you are going to want to, so you'll notice that the door opens here, but how do we know? Well, let's add something that lets us know that it happened. We're going to go to play sound effect. And so we have to find one. So that kind of sounds like a gate could be opening. It's called chest, but if I actually go down a door, there's a few more. It just sounds like a door. That one doesn't sound bad. That one sounds like a gate. Ooh, that one's probably the best one. Alright, so let's go with that one. So now, if we touch the action button, it's going to tell us we're not ready to go through here yet. When we finally add Steven to our party, all of a sudden, this door is going to open, the sound effect is going to play, and so we're going to know that it opened. So I'm going to just remember to play test. Just throw your player right exactly where you want. Eventually I'm going to start saving the game so that I'm not, this is only for the first probably 5 or 10 minutes of my game. I'm just going to keep doing this before I save it. Alright, so I should be able to walk up, add this person. There they are. Let's add this person. Of course you can. I actually need to go back and change that face because we had the old sprite's face there. That person's been added, but our sound did not play. Why did it not play? We didn't have the right trigger. Okay. Action button requires the sound to play. So this is why you want to switch to auto run. Always be mindful of the triggers. Okay. If we keep this on auto run, it's just going to keep playing the sound. So I'm going to auto play, and then I'm just going to very quickly throw in a self switch. New event page, self switch, A is on, apply, okay. So now that sound should play. So there's the gate. So you can see, since they're on approach, they're going to approach me. And then we just heard the gate open. Boom. And that's it. There are so many sound effects that you can add to events. Just to go in and show you. If you take a second to go look at all of them, it'll give you some ideas as to where to put them. So if someone says something or you say something to a crowd, people clap. Someone punches someone. There's a bell. Hey, that lets us know it's 12 o'clock. And all you do, if you wanted to indicate that it was 3 o'clock, you, let me show you how to do that. Get creative with your sounds. So you're going to leave the town. We want to go player touch. I'm going to go play sound. Which bell was it? This one? Yeah. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to wait. Let's wait like a second and a half. And then so there's 3. Let's throw in another. Show some text. It's going to be me. Okay, or we'll say it's already 3. Top, okay. Okay, there's no switch that's going to turn this off, but I might as well make one rather than just do that real fast. This is not a big thing in the game that needs its own named switch. Okay, so make sure we're on player touch. Boom, boom, yes. Okay, and if you want your player to be able to hit a switch like this at any time, I can walk up and do it, and it's going to happen. So you can see, boom. If I walk back to it, nothing. Now, if you want that to only happen if that's part of your story, but you need these two characters in your party first, what do? Switch, added Steven to party, okay, apply, good. Now watch how different this turns out. So I want something to happen, but only after something else has happened. That's why you use a switch, a custom switch. I'm going to walk up to it, nothing. Notice Steven's not over here yet. Steven's going to walk up to me now. So not only did the gate just open, but that switch also just activated this. It's already 3. Now we need to go. I'm going to sprint here. The weather button works. And it stopped it. So that's sound effects and weather. And you can add those at any time. Try not to add them inside houses. Obviously, you're not going to want to add snow inside of a house or something like that because it doesn't make any sense. But it really adds a lot of detail, especially to the world map. Or if you want to force a character to go inside of a house, have a weather event come up, and then have one of the characters say, we need to take shelter inside this house, and then that's a good opportunity to add a cutscene, like the intro cutscene that we made, if you want to develop the story more. And that's it.